Hey everybody, so yes, I am pregnant. I'm very excited. I'm 5 weeks today. I found out about a week ago. I'll go into a separate video about how this all came about. But basically we did a frozen embryo transfer this time. We transferred over 3. We don't know if there's more than one at this point. My beta numbers first came back the very first time when I took the pregnancy test, or when I did the pregnancy blood test. They came back at 20. Which for frozen embryo, they are a little lower than what a normal beta would be. So she said that was fine. They went up to 46, and then they went up to 166. So she said they were doubling great. There was no need to worry. My progesterone was a little low, and I had fought off using the progesterone oil. So I was taking the suppositories, vaginal suppositories, for my progesterone. And there's no way to measure that. It doesn't go into your blood, unfortunately. So there's no way to tell if it's high enough or not. More than likely it probably is. But after I found out I was pregnant, it made me nervous. So I did decide to go ahead and do those. And I started those just a couple days ago. It was such a psychological thing. I was so worried that they were going to be, I was so worried they were going to be like awful and it was going to hurt. And I mean, they're no worse than any other shot. And in reality, when you go through IVF or you go through a frozen embryo transfer, you have so many needles that I just don't think that it's any different than anything else. The biggest thing that I don't like is the fact that I can't do them myself. And as awful as it sounds, I can't. At this point, my husband has not done them for me. He's going to take over here shortly, but I work at a hospital now. So I work with wonderful nurses, and luckily they've been giving me my shots, which is really great. So that takes care of that. But then it's getting to be around Christmas time, so people are going to have time off, and I'm going to have time off. So we're going to switch over to have Paul do them. And I'm not as worried anymore, because now that I know what they're like, they're not bad at all. I was just afraid they were going to be awful, and to me, they're not. People talk about, I mean, you're sore, don't get me wrong. But it's not like, it's kind of like a tetanus shot. That's what it reminds me of. It's like a tetanus shot. I mean, you're just kind of achy, but it's not a terrible thing. So, so I talk a little bit about 4 weeks pregnant. I feel really great. And I don't feel great in the sense that, like, I have no symptoms. I have a lot of symptoms, and that makes me feel great because it's just so wonderful after all this time. I mean, by the time this baby is born, Nate will be 5 years old. He will have just turned 5, like a month and a half or so beforehand. And it's just a really great feeling. I have waves of nausea a little bit. Ever since the day of the transfer, I felt kind of like my uterus was tight. And initially it was from like the catheter, but that never really went away. And it just kind of feels full. Like I feel that almost every day now. And it goes and comes. There's sometimes where I feel nothing, and then there's sometimes where I feel that fullness. And I feel really, really great. I'm kind of tired. I was the same way with Nate. That was one of the very first things I noticed, is that I was tired. It's definitely harder this time around because with Nate I was home and I didn't work outside of my house. And well, I actually didn't work at all at that point. So having to get up and go to work every day and, manage things around the house is a little bit more of an obstacle, to do. But at the same time, we have Nate to help around the house, so that's really nice. But yeah, things are great. I was a little nervous, and I still am. I go for my ultrasound next week to make sure everything's okay. I don't know if I'll be able to see the heartbeat or not at that point. With Nate, I waited until 6 weeks and 6 days, and I almost think there was a reason for that. I think it was they wanted me to wait until after 6.5 weeks to be sure for the heartbeat, but that was with like a regular fertility doctor. This is with the IVF fertility doctor, and they want me to go, like at 6 weeks. So I'm going to go, and then if I have to go back, I'm going to try not to worry about it if they can't see the heartbeat at that point, because it is still early. It could or could not be seen. So, but I'm excited. I'm excited this is happening right before Christmas. We still have, just like with Nate, we have a ton of work to do. for those of you that have been subscribers for a long time, you know that we're working on our house. We're still working on our house. As a matter of fact, since Nate has been born, we really haven't done a ton of stuff. We actually just have recently started working on it again and, spent a lot of time on it. We have, gosh, my hair's a mess. I'm sorry it's late and I'm tired. We have a lot going on, and as things go on, I'll tell you guys more about that. But we have our house that we're working on, and then my mom passed away, and we have her property as well, which we spent a lot of the summer trying to work at, because our goal eventually up there, because my mom, the house that I grew up in, is in the country, and so my goal is to keep both properties, and we want to actually up there build like a garage with an apartment over top it, because a long story short, we're going to tear down the house that's up there, and we're just going to basically keep the land and have an apartment where we have, running water, and we can stay overnight there on the weekends and things like that. But we have a garage area, and we're going to have let Nate have a few toys that he can't really have because we live in town, like four-wheelers and things like that, because it's over an acre of land. But so we work up there too, so it's been crazy, and I told it's going to get crazier, obviously, with a brand new baby. But so we're just kind of taking it one day by day. But the point of my story was when I was pregnant for Nate, we didn't have a room for him yet. We had to remodel the area that was going to become his room, and we got all that done while I was pregnant. I should say my husband did all that while I was pregnant, because I obviously couldn't help much. And that's kind of the case for this baby as well. We know where we're going to put them. It's just a matter of we have some things that have to be done first. And at some point, I will show you all that. And we will show you the process in which all that happens. But, yeah, we are super excited. I plan on doing weekly vlogs so that we can, go through the process. It's really important to me because I love having the videos from Nate to look back on. I love being able to watch how things were, and I love to even be able to show him some of that stuff. Just not too long ago, we showed him a video of what his room looked like before, and we showed him to that, and it's very fun. It's a lot of fun. So, and it's a great time of year to have something so positive to look forward to. My mom's been gone for a couple years now, and we were very close, and so the holidays are very hard. But it's very exciting to have something so, new and fresh to look forward to. And we were so out of the baby mode that it's almost like doing it for the first time again, because, like I said, Nate's 4 now, 4.5. He'll be 5 by the time the baby's born, and he's a little boy, you know what I mean? He's not any, it's him, he was a baby a while ago, so, it's very interesting to get back into that mode of, everything baby, and, looking at baby stuff again, and because I don't know if I mentioned, I think, we thought we were done. We thought we were done having kids, so we'd kind of put that, out of our mind. The funny thing is, I started selling some of Nate's stuff, and I wish that I hadn't. We sold the stroller. We sold his swing. I still have a ton of his clothes left because Nate had a ton of clothes. I still have a lot of clothes left. Depending on what the baby is, we'd have to buy stuff anyway, but it's just very interesting. It's a very exciting time. So I hope everyone is doing good. I hope that you start to see new videos. I'm going to try to do videos every week, depending on what's going on, and try to take you guys along on the journey to getting one more person into our family. So I hope everyone's doing good. If you haven't subscribed, because I really would like to get to know everyone. And if you have any comments or questions or videos you'd like to see or anything like that, leave them below, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.